Okay. There we go. There we go. Turn this up. I'm gonna adjust here. Okay. There. Okay, I hope everyone can hear me. Crap. Why isn't it? Should be streaming now. Let me refresh. It says it's waiting.
It's been refreshing for the past couple of minutes.
What the heck? Weird. Alright, I will check on my own channel, see if I'm live.
I found it.
You did?
Here we are. Yep. There we go.
Why does it do that? Did. Alright, we got empty
Indeed,
count.
it's working.
Yeah, it's working. I found it. I don't know why it reads test stream. I set up the live event, but apparently it doesn't work that way.
Gulag censorship, anyone? Yeah. Can't speak.
Anyways, yeah, welcome to tonight's stream. Hello to JC Armitage and Empty Accounts. I got with me Tech in the call here, and waiting a bit until I actually start reading more of part 9 in Fifth Wave. Yeah, it is a thick book, and definitely over halfway through it. So Tech is going to start listening from the very beginning later on, but I want to rehash what happened last time. Let's see, was with the girl Cassie. That's one of the main characters, by the way. She and her guy that she's sort of in love with, but so also sort of paranoid about, Evan, who she calls her silencer, her sniper dude that she sort of suspected was with the alien enemy, but not really. Yeah, so they left Evan's farmland home, and they're on the pursuit to go to the secret military boot camp to in hopes to go save Cassie's younger brother, Sam's. He's still at the boot camp, and the squad that Sam's was with, Ben perishes. They recently also found out they've recently found out that the military that trained them to go after these alien infested people, they were lied to. They were actually going after their own people, survivors. Yeah, so major spoiler plot twist. Um, I won't get too much into. I don't want to spoil it for Tech, but very much. But yeah, major plot twist that got me interested in wanting to share this book on stream. Let's check.
Cool.
Yeah. Alright, now that I know where the stream is, I'm going to copy the video link to it and post it on my Twitter and as well as in my server. Okay. Yeah, interesting little bot there, and I love that game Undertale, so yeah, had to follow. Streaming tonight, tonight, continuing fifth wave novel after a long while. Been at least over a month. Okay. Tweet. View. Pin to profile. Pin. Okie dokie. Yeah, Anarchy Ball's back on Twitter. Shh, don't tell Jack. Yep, I'm gonna have to ask if he has Discord later, because I'd love to have him on my server. Okay, so go back to. Alright. Wait a little bit more. I guess I might as well find out the recently tragic, sad news that I've noticed on my subscription feed not long ago. Very popular comedian entertainer on YouTube. He's definitely gone status. He's featured the politician Andrew Yang on his podcast show. He's becoming deeply invested in statism, and subscribed. Still a funny dude, but I just don't like the direction that he's going. Ryan Higa of the Niga Higa channel. I know Zachary and I. Oh, JC Armitage. What exactly is the fifth wave? I'll do a really quick summary here. It is a post-apocalyptic, dystopian sci-fi novel. There was also a movie based off of the book. It's this really nasty alien invasion, and it hits in a wave of attacks. Like the first wave is a massive EMP that affects nearly all over the world, and then it is the coastal tsunami attacks, and then the sickness, the blood plague, I think is the third one. Fourth is when those that survive the blood plague are on the run, and they suspect. Hello, Zero. Yeah. I don't know why it keeps saying test stream when I start it. Oh, anyway. Um, so where was I? Oh, yeah. And describing the book. So the main characters are Cassie, short for Cassiopeia. She's one of the main protagonists who's on the run, and she's been separated from her younger brother, her only surviving family member, since her mother got sick and died, and her father was shot and murdered, um, and she saw it happen. Yeah. And then there's the guy, Ben Parrish, who used to be Cassie's high school crush. I don't. Yeah, Cassie doesn't know that Ben Parrish has survived up to this far. He Ben, aka codename Zombie. He's been nominated sergeant of his trained squad. Um, who who have been recently lied to, and well, they were lied to that they were attacking infested humans, alien infested humans, but it was really the alien infested humans that were uh they've taken over the military people, and they were trained to go hunt down and pick off the survivors. Yeah, YouTubing Jaguar, hello. My lovely mod is here. Yay.
Hey.
Yep. Yeah, YouTubing Jaguar has been around since like the very beginning. Yeah. Um Second, I don't know, somewhere during my earliest of streams, I think. I know it was like somewhere in the earliest of streams when commies were into rating the stream call when Google Hangouts was still a thing. Google Hangouts on air for streams was still a thing. Yep. Some crazy stupid times, but apart from that, the stream got better. Yeah, so they didn't win. They ended up getting blocked.
All the more reason to call Google Gulag.
Yep, the gulag. Yeah, I think that's what Brian of High Impact Flicks calls Google gulag. He has that featured on a T-shirt on his merch store, so that's kind of cool. Kitsugi. Hope he joins pretty soon. I guess he might be showing up late. I'm gonna go ahead and start reading. Oh, YouTubing Jaguar says he's joined the 10th webisode. I see. Uh, um, I guess that was the one I nearly forgot about. I know there was one time, um, in which a former friend of mine, I think I was in the middle of something, and a former friend of mine saying, "Hey, aren't you going to stream?" I'm like, oh crap, I almost completely forgot. That's probably that one.
Hmm.
Anyways, let's start reading. Okie doke. I'm just gonna scroll down here and keep an eye, sort of an eye on who may or may not show up. All right. Chapter 68. Oh yeah. Well, the very last bit of chapter 67, Evan. Well, Cassie still suspects Evan, and she wants to defend herself from him, so she pointed her rifle directly in his face. So that's pretty much where I left off at that cliffhanger. So yeah, 68. He pulls up quickly, but the look of confusion comes slowly. Cassie, it's me. I know it's you. I just don't know who you are. His jaw tightens. His voice is strained. Anger? Frustration? I can't tell. Lower the gun, Cassie. Who are you, Evan? If that's Evan, your name, even your name. He smiles wanly. Then he falls to his knees, sways, topples over, and lies still. I wait. The gun trained on the back of his head. He doesn't move. I hop over Howard. That's what she named a log. Um, last chapter, and poke him with my toe. He still doesn't move. I kneel beside him, resting the butt of my rifle on my thigh, and press fingers against his neck, feeling for a pulse. He is alive. His pants are shredded from the thighs down, wet to the touch. I smell my fingertips. Blood. I lean my N16 against the fallen tree and roll Evan onto his back. His eyelids flutter. He reaches up and touches my cheek with his bloody palm. Cassie, he whispers. Cassie for Cassiopeia. Stop it, I say. I notice his rifle is lying next to him and kick it out of his reach. How bad are you hurt? Oh yeah, link to the stream. Burp. Forgot.
I got it.
Oh, you got it? Okay. Yeah. Also put it on video, music and video sharing real quick. God dang it. Load. There. Okay. Look to there. Okay. Oh. I was just checking the live chat. YouTube and Jaguar says, yep, that was the one you nearly forgot about. Yeah, my memory's awesome. Yep, I had guessed right. Alright. I'll just continue, I suppose. Uh, yeah, so I'll from here. Stop it, I say. I notice his rifle lying next to him and kick it out of his reach. How bad are you hurt? I think pretty bad. How many were there? 4. They never had a chance, did they? Long sigh. His eyes lift up to mine. I don't need him to speak. I can see the answer in his eyes. Not much, no. Because you don't have the heart to kill, but you have the heart to do what you have to do. I hold my breath. He must know where I'm going with this. He hesitates, nods. I can see the pain in his eyes. I look so he can't see the pain in mine. But you started down this road, Cassie. No turning back now. And you're very good at what you have the heart to do, aren't you? Well, that's the question, isn't it? Yours too. What do you have the heart to do, Cassie? He saved my life. How could he also be the one who tried to take it? It doesn't make sense. Do I have the heart to let him bleed to death because now I know he lied to me? That he isn't gentle Evan Walker, the reluctant hunter, the grieving son and brother and lover, but something that might not even be human? Do I have what it takes to follow the first rule down to its final, brutal, unforgiving conclusion and put a bullet through his finely sculpted forehead? Oh crap, who are you kidding? I start to unbutton his shirt. Got to get these clothes off, I mutter. You don't know how long I've waited to hear you that. Smile. Lopsided. Sexy. You're not charming your way out of this one, buddy. Can you sit up a little? A little more. Here, take these. A couple of pain pills from the first aid kit. He swallows them with two long gulps of water from a bottle I hand him. I pull off his shirt. He's looking up into my face. I avoid his gaze. While I tug off his boots, he unbuckles his belt and pulls down the zipper. He lifts his butt, but I can't get his pants off. They're plastered to his body with tacky blood. Rip them, he says. He rolls over onto his stomach. I try, but the material keeps slipping through my fingers when I pull. Here, use this. He holds up a bloody knife. I don't ask him where the blood came from. The cut from the hole I cut from hole to hole slowly. I'm terrified of cutting him. Then I strip the pants away from each leg, like peeling a banana. That's it. The perfect metaphor. Peeling a banana. I have to know what the truth is, and you can't get to the tasty fruit without stripping off the outer layer. Speaking of fruit, I'm down. He's down to his underwear. Confronted with them, I ask, do I need to look at your butt? I've been wondering about your opinion. Enough with the lame attempts at humor. I slice the material at both hips and peel back the underwear, exposing him. His butt is bad. Bad as in peppered with sharp panel wounds. Otherwise, it's pretty good. I dab at the blood with some gauze from the kit, fighting back hysterical giggles. I blame it on the unbearable stress, not on the fact that I'm wiping Evan Walker's ass. God, you're a mess. He's gasping for air. Just try to stop the bleeding for now. I pack the wounds on his side of him the best I can. Can you roll back over? I asked. I'd rather not. I need to see the front. Oh my God, the front. The front's okay, really. I sit back, exhausted. I guess that's one thing I'll take his word for. Tell me what happened. After I got you out of the ravine, I ran. Found a shallow spot to climb out, circled around them. The rest you probably heard. I heard 3 shots. You said there were 4 guys. Knife. This knife? That knife. This is his blood on my hands, not mine. Okay. Oh, thanks. I scrubbed my cheek where he touched me. I decide to just come out with the worst explanation for what's going on. You're a silencer, aren't you? Silence. How ironic. Or are you human? I whisper. Say human, Evan. Even when you say it perfectly so there's no doubt. Please, Evan, I really need you to take the doubt away. I know you said you can't make yourself trust, so damn it, make somebody else trust. Make me trust. Say it. Say you're human. Cassie, are you human? Of course I'm human. I take a deep breath. He said it, but not perfectly. I can't see his face. It's tucked beneath his elbow. Maybe if I could see his face, that would make it perfect, and I could let this awful thought go. I pick up some sterile wipes and begin to clean up his blood. or whoever's from my hands. If you're human, why have you been lying to me? I haven't lied to you about everything, just the parts that matter. Those are the parts I haven't lied about. Did you kill those 3 people on the interstate? Yes. I flinch. I didn't expect him to say yes. I expected an "Are you kidding? Stop being so paranoid." Instead, I get a soft, simple answer, as if I asked him if he ever skinny dipped. Next question is the hardest yet. Did you shoot me in the leg? Yes. I shudder and drop the bloody knife between my legs. Why did you shoot me in the leg, Evan? Because I couldn't shoot you in the head. Well, there you have it. I pulled the Luger and hold it in my lap. His head is about a foot from my knee. The one thing that puzzles me is the person with the gun is shaking like a leaf, and the one at her mercy is perfectly calm. I'm going now, I tell him. I'm going to leave you to bleed to death the way you left me under that car. I wait for him to say something. You're not leaving, he points out. I'm waiting to hear what you have to say. This is complicated. No, Evan, lies are complicated. The truth is simple. Why were you shooting people on the highway? Because I was afraid. Afraid of what? I ask. Afraid they weren't people. I sigh and fish out a bottle of water from my backpack, lean back against the fallen tree, and take a deep drink. You shot those people on the highway, and me, and God knows who else. I know you weren't going out every night hunting animals, because you already knew about the fourth wave. I'm your crucifix soldier. He nods into the crook of his elbow. Muffled voice. If you want to put it that way. If you wanted me dead, why did you pull me out of the snow instead of letting me freeze to death? I didn't want you dead. After shooting me in the leg and leaving me to bleed to death under a car. No, you were on your feet when I ran. You ran? Why did you run? I'm having trouble picturing it. I was afraid. You shot those people because you were afraid. You shot me because you were afraid. You ran because you were afraid. I might have some issues with fear. Then you find me and bring me to the farmhouse, nurse me back to health, cook me a hamburger and wash my hair and teach me how to shoot and make out with me for the purpose of what? He rolls his head around to look at me with one eye. You know, Cassie, this is a little unfair of you. My mouth drops open. Unfair of me? Grilling me while I'm shot up with sharpnel. That isn't my fault, I snap. You're the one who insisted on coming. A thrill of fear rockets down my spine. Why did you come, Evan? Is this some kind of trick? Are you using me for something? Rescuing Sammy was your idea, he points out. I tried to talk you out of it. I even offered to go myself. He's shivering. He's naked and it's 40 degrees. I drape his jacket over his back and cover the rest of him the best I can with his denim shirt. I'm sorry, Cassie. For which part? All the parts. His words are slurring, the pain pills kicking in. I'm gripping the gun hard now with both hands, shaking like him, but not from the cold. Evan, I killed that soldier because I didn't have a choice. I didn't go looking for people to kill every day. I didn't hide in the woods by the side of the road and take out every person who came along because they might be one of them. I'm nodding to myself. It really is simple. You can't be who you say you are because you who you say you are could not have done what you did. I don't care about I don't care about anything but the truth now. And not being an idiot and not feeling anything for him because feeling something for him will make what I have to do that much harder, maybe impossible, and if I want to save my brother, nothing can be impossible. What's next? I say. In the morning, we'll have to go get the sharp panel out. I mean after this wave. Or are you the last wave? Yeah, or are you the last wave, Evan? He's looking up at me with that one exposed eye and wiggling his head back and forth. I don't know how I can convince you. I pressed the muzzle of the gun against his temple, right beside the big chocolatey eye staring up at me, and snarl. First wave, lights out. Second wave, surf's up. Third wave, pestilence. Fourth wave, silencer. What's next, Evan? What is the fifth wave? He doesn't answer. He's passed out. Yep. Got intense again. Ah,
Wow.
oh, Zero is totally new. Oh, I see. Zero. This series is titled Ancapistani Lounge. Basically, I cover different topics um related to politics and current events. And from time to time I do this covering this book I've been reading. And I'm thinking perhaps once in a while I could do like a stream at my gaming channel. Oh, hey, Dream Warrior's here. Oh, yeah. Hey, Dream Warrior. Welcome back. It's been a while since I last seen you. This is a stream in which I'm continuing the fifth wave novel, a book I've been reading for quite a while now. Ooh, a calzone. Yum. It's been a while since I actually had a calzone, but I remember what they are. I know I ordered for one a couple of times at this local pizza restaurant place. It's called Lido's. Anyway, the chapter that I just finished. Uh, yeah, it got really intense so fast. Um, yeah, it's been a while actually since I finished the whole book, so I'm sort of it's like whoa, yeah, the tension of this, the intensity and tension of this goes on kind of quickly in certain chapters. Thoughts, Tech?
I say well written.
Yeah, yep,
Um,
yeah, it is overall a good book. Yeah, you should.
creative way to creative ways to tell the difference between those of whom are human and those of whom are not.
Yeah, those that aren't exactly human. Yeah, I even haven't gotten to the part in which the alien side of him is described as. It's quite interesting. Um, is this the part? Is this the part where it is? Yeah, part 9 of Flower to the Rain. Yeah, actually, this is the part where it's to the core of the description of what the aliens are. What yeah, yep, it's definitely unlike most alien descriptions that we've known from different books and movies. It's a different, unique spin to the alien invasion trope.
Okay, so no xenomorphs or little or with big heads.
Hmm? I'm sorry.
So no xenomorphs or little.
Nah, not those type of aliens.
No little green men.
Oh, Terrius says he would go, but his throat is sort of blah. Okay, I understand. At least he's interested in tuning in. That's always cool. Um, all right. Oh, I've heard of that one, Brave New World. By Aldous Huxley. Yeah, yeah. J.C. Armitage already answered that. I'm not sure if that's his first name is spelled right there, but Huxley. That's definitely last name is definitely spelled right. Banned book, huh? That's interesting. I didn't know it was banned. I think
I
also,
have listened to 19. So this one might be another one on the list of uh, audiobooks to get.
yeah, yep, gotta look up the audiobook, or at least the PDF, if that's still around. Probably is. Um, I never read the book, but I sort of remember seeing a synopsis video about it. Jaguar says about the fifth wave novel. This is very intense. It's interesting having missed entire chunks of the book. Well, you're gonna have to catch up on what you missed. Um, Terry, are you mentioning about 1984? The book 1984? That one of his two most famous books, other than Animal Farm. I have a PDF of 1984, and I have a copy of the actual book, Animal Farm. Terry adds, I'm surprised Europe isn't going Fahrenheit 451. Huh. Well, I guess they're not quite there yet.
Well, it's on the brink of it.
Mm-hmm.
They have a Orwell with "Do not cover your face in their face for their facial to find you.
Mm.
No more anonymity for you."
Oh yeah. Yeah, facial recognition. Have you heard that Hong Kong has been attacking the facial recognition towers? Protesters in Hong Kong.
Absolutely, and I commend them
Yeah,
for it.
me too. All right. Continuing on to the next chapter. I don't want to go too much off the tangent here because it's getting good again. Chapter 69. At dawn, he's still out cold, so I grab my rifle and hike out of the woods to assess his handiwork. Probably not the smartest thing to do. What if our midnight raiders called for backup? I'd be the prize in a turkey shoot. I'm not a bad shot, but I'm no Evan Walker. Well, even Evan Walker is no Evan Walker. I don't know what he is. He says he's human, and he looks like a human, talks like a human, bleeds like a human, and, okay, kisses like a human, and a rose by any other name, blah blah blah. He says the right things, too, like the reason he was sniping people is the same reason I shot the crucifix soldier. The problem is, I don't buy it. And now I can't decide which is better, a dead Evan or an alive Evan. Dead Evan can't help me keep my promise. Live Evan can. Why did he shoot me, then save me? What did he mean when he said that I'd saved him? It's weird. When he held me in his arms, I felt safe. When he kissed me, I was lost in him. It's like there are two Evans. There is the Evan I know, and the Evan I don't. Evan, the farm boy with the soft hands he strokes till I'm purring like a cat. Evan, the pretender who is the cold-blooded killer who shot me. I'm going to assume he's human, at least biologically. Maybe he's a clone grown on a board a clone grown on board the mothership from harvested DNA, or maybe something less Star Warsy and more despicable, a traitor to his species. Maybe that's what the silences are, human mercenaries. The others are giving him something to kill us, or they threatened him, like kidnapping someone he loves. Lauren, I never actually saw her grave, and offering him a deal. Kill 20 humans and you get them back. The last possibility that he is what he says he is, alone, scared, killing before someone can kill him, a firm adherent to the first rule, until he broke it by letting me go and then bringing me back. It explains what happened as well as the first two possibilities. Everything fits. It could be the truth. Except for one niggling little problem. The soldiers. That's why I don't leave him in the woods. I want to see what he did for myself. Since Camp Ashpit is now more featureless than a salt flat, I have no trouble finding Evans' kills. One by the lip of the ravine, two more side by side a few hundred yards away, all three headshots in the dark while they were shooting at him. The last one is lying near where the barracks used to be, maybe even the exact spot where Vosh murdered my father. None of them are older than 14. All of them are wearing these weird silver eye patches. Some kind of night vision technology? If so, it makes Evan's accomplishment all the more impressive in a sickening sort of way. Evan's awake when I get back, sitting up against the fallen tree, pale, shivering, eyes sunk back in his head. They were kids, I tell him. They were just kids. I kick my way into the dead brush behind him and empty out my stomach. Then I feel better. I go back to him. I've decided not to kill him. Yet. He's still more worth to me alive. If he is a silencer, he may know what happened to my brother. So I grab the first aid kit and kneel between his spread legs. Okay, time to operate. I find a pack of sterile wipes in the kit. Silently, he watches me clean his victim's blood off the knife. I swallow hard, tasting the fresh vomit. I've never done this before, I say. Kind of obvious thing to say, but it feels like I'm talking to a stranger. He nods, rolls onto his stomach. I pull the shirt away, exposing his bottom half. I've never seen a naked guy before. Now here I am kneeling between his legs, though I can't see his total nakedness, just the back half. Strange. I never thought my first time with a naked guy would be like this. Well, I guess that isn't so strange. You want another pain pill? I ask. It's cold and my hands are shaking. No pill, he grunts, face tucked into the crook of his arm. I work slowly at first, gingerly poking into the wounds with the tip of the knife, but I quickly learn that isn't the best way to dig metal out of a human, or maybe non-human flesh. You just prolong the agony. His butt takes the longest, not because I'm lingering. There's so much sharp handle. He doesn't squirm, he barely flinches. Sometimes he goes, oh! Sometimes he sighs. I lift the jacket off his back. Not too many wounds here, and mostly concentrated along the lower part. Stiff fingers, sore wrists. I force myself to be quick but careful. Hang in there, I murmur, almost done. Me too. We don't have enough bandages. Just get the worst. Infection? There's some penicillin tablets in the kit. He rolls back over as I dig out the pills. He takes two with a sip of water. I sit back, sweating, though it isn't much above freezing. Why kids? I ask. I didn't know they would be kids. Didn't know they were kids. Maybe not, but they were heavily armed and knew what they were doing. The problem was, so did you. You must have forgotten to mention your commando training. Cassie, if we can't trust each other, Evan, we can't trust each other. I want to crack him in the head and burst into tears at the same time. I've reached the point of being tired of being tired. That's the whole problem. Overhead, the sun has broken free from the clouds, exposing us to a bright blue sky. Alien clone children, I guess. America scraping the bottom of the conscription barrel. Seriously, why are kids running around with automatic weapons and grenades? He shakes his head, sips some water, winces. Maybe I will take another one of those pain pills. Vosh said just the kids. They're snatching children to turn them into an army. Maybe Vosh isn't one of them. Maybe the army took the kids. Then why did he kill everybody else? Why did he put a bullet in my dad's head? If he isn't one of them, where'd he get the eye? Something's wrong here, Evan. And you know what's going on. We both know you do. Why can't you just tell me? You'll trust me with a gun and to pull sharp ammo out of your ass, but you won't trust me with the truth? He stares at me for a long moment. Then he says, I wish I hadn't cut your hair. I wish you hadn't cut your hair. Read that wrong. I would have lost it, but I'm too cold, too nauseated, and too strung out. I swear to God, Evan Walker, I say in a dead voice, if I didn't need you, I would kill you right now. I'm glad you need me then. And if I find out you're lying to me about the most important part, I will kill you. What's the most important part? About being human? I'm as human as you are, Cassie. He pulls my hand into his. Both our hands are stained with blood, mine with his with that of a boy not much older than my brother. How many people has this hand killed? Is that what we are? I ask. I'm about to lose it, big time. I can't trust him. I have to trust him. I can't believe. I have to believe. Is this the other's ultimate goal? The wave to end all waves, stripping our humanity down to its bare animalistic bones until we're nothing but soulless predators doing their dirty work for them, as solitary as sharks and with as much compassion? He notices the cornered animal look in my eyes. What is it? I don't want to be a shark, I whisper. He looks at me for a long, uncomfortable moment. He could have said, Shark? Who? What? Huh? Who said you were a shark? Instead, he begins to nod, like he totally gets it. You aren't. You. Not we? I give his long look back to him. If the earth was dying and we had to leave, I say slowly, and we found a planet, but someone was there before us, someone who for some reason we weren't compatible with. You do whatever was necessary, like sharks, like sharks. I guess he was trying to be gentle about it. It mattered to him, I guess, that my landing wouldn't be too hard, that the shock wouldn't be too great. He wanted, I think, for me to get it without his having to say it. I fling his hand away. I'm furious that I ever let him touch me, furious at myself for staying with him when I knew there were things he wasn't telling me, furious at my father for letting Sammy get on that bus, furious at Vosh, furious at the green eye hovering on the horizon, furious at myself for breaking the first rule for the first cute guy that came along. And for what? For what? Because his hands are large but gentle and his breath smelled like chocolate? I pound his chest over and over until I forget why I'm hitting him, until I'm emptied of fury, and all that's left inside is the black hole where Cassie used to be. He grabs at my flailing fists. Cassie, stop it. Settle down. I'm not your enemy. Then whose enemy are you, huh? Because you're somebody's. You weren't out hunting every night, not animals anyway, I didn't learn killer ninja moves working on your daddy's farm. Keep saying what you're not, and all I want to know is what you are. What are you, Evan Walker? He lets go of my wrists and surprises me by pressing his hand against my face, running his smooth thumb over my cheek, across the bridge of my nose, as if he's touching me for the last time. I am a shark, Cassie, he says slowly, drawing the words out, as if he might be speaking to me for the last time, looking into my eyes with tears in his, as if he's seeing me for the last time. A shark who dreamed he was a man. I'm falling faster than the speed of light into the black hole that opened with the arrival and then devoured everything in its path. The hole my father stared into when my mother died, the one I thought was out there, separate from me, but never really was. It was inside me, and it had been inside me since the beginning, growing up, eating up every ounce of hope and trust and love I had, chewing its way through the galaxy of my soul while I clung to a choice who was looking at me now as if for the last time. So I do the thing most reasonable people would do in my situation. I run, crashing through the woods in the bitter winter air, bare branch, blue sky, withered leaf, then bursting from the tree line into an open field, the frozen ground crunchy beneath my boots, under the dome of the indifferent sky, the brilliant blue curtain drawn over a billion stars that are still there, still looking down at her, the running girl with her short hair bouncing and tears streaming down her cheeks, not running from anything, not running to anything, just running. Running like hell because that's the most logical thing to do when you realize the one person on earth you've decided to trust isn't from the earth. Never mind that he saved your ass more times than you can remember, or that he could have killed you 100 times over, or that there's something about him, something tormented and sad and terribly, terribly lonely, like he was the last person on earth, not the girl shivering in a sleeping bag, hugging a teddy bear in a world gone quiet. Shut up, shut up, just shut up. Damn.
Existential crisis at the age of whatever aged.
I think she's like 16 or 17.
So yeah, existential crisis is before you're supposed to have one.
Yeah, way before you're supposed to have one. Armitage jokes, says kids running around with full automatic weapons and grenades. LOL, is this Ancapistani? No, far from it. Far from Ancapistani in this story.
Yeah. Slavery, anyone? Well, not wrong. Conscription is.
Yeah, it's totally wrong. And conscription has been mentioned in this book with her brother, Cassie's brother Sammy, being taken on the bus and taken to this uh, top secret military boot camp, along with Ben Parrish and the other kids in his squad. They're, I think Ben Parrish is sort of back with Vosh now, because there was a plan to get himself hurt and to go back and get Sam's, because he left Sam's behind. He didn't want Sam's to get hurt in that field operation he was in.
Interesting.
Sam's a very young boy. I think he's like 6. Yeah, about 5 or 6 years old.
Soldiers as
What? I'm sorry you cut off there.
So child soldier.
Yeah, child soldiers. All right. Um. All right. Onward. Chapter 70. He's gone when I come back, and yes, I came back. Where was I supposed to go without my gun, and especially without that damned bear, my reason for living? I wasn't scared to go back. He'd had 10 billion opportunities to kill me. What did one more matter? There's his rifle, his backpack, the first aid kit, and there's his shredded jeans by Howard the Log. Since he didn't pack another pair of pants, my guess is that he's cavorting about the freezing woods in just his hiking boots, like a calendar pinup. No, wait, his shirt and jacket are missing. Come on, Bear, I growl, snatching up my backpack. It's time to get you back to your owner. I grab my rifle, check the magazine, ditto for the Luger, pull on a black pull on a pair of black knit gloves because my fingers have gone numb, steal the map and flashlight from his backpack, and head for the ravine. I'll risk the daylight to put distance between me and Sharkman. I don't know where he went. Maybe to call in the drone strikes now that his cover's blown, but it didn't matter. That's what I decided on the way back, after running until I couldn't run anymore. It really doesn't matter who or what Evan Walker is. He kept me from dying, fed me, bathed me, protected me. He helped me to get strong. He even taught me how to kill. With an enemy like that, who needs friends? Into the ravine. 10 degrees colder in the shadows. Up and over onto the blasted landscape of Camp Ashpit, running on ground as hard as asphalt. And there's the first body, and I think, if Evan is one of them, whose team do you play for? Would Evan kill one of his own kind to keep up the facade with me, or was he forced to kill them because they thought he was human? Thinking that makes me sick with this despair. There's no bottom to this crap. The more you dig, the further down it goes. I pass another body with barely a glance, and then that bare glance registers and I turn back. The kid soldier has no pants on. It doesn't matter. I keep moving. On the dirt road now, heading north, still trotting. Move, Cassie. Move, move. Forgot the food, forgot the water. Doesn't matter, doesn't matter. The sky is cloudless, huge, a gigantic blue eye staring down. I run along the edge of the road near the woods abutting the west side. If I see a drone, I'll dive for cover. If I see Evan, I'll shoot first and ask questions later. Well, not just Evan, anyone. Nothing matters but the first rule. Nothing matters except getting Sammy. I forgot that for a while. Silencers. Human, semi-human, clone human, or alien projecting human holograph. Doesn't matter. The ultimate goal of the others, eradication, internment, or enslavement, doesn't matter. My chances of success, 1.1 or 0.0001%, doesn't matter. Follow the road, follow the road, follow the dusty dirt road. After a couple miles it veers to the west, connecting with Highway 35. Another few miles on Highway 35 to the junction of 675. I can take cover at the overpass there and wait for the buses. If the buses still run on Highway 35, if they're still running at all. At the end of the dirt road, I pause long enough to scan the terrain behind me. Nothing. He's not coming. He's letting me go. I head a few feet into the trees to catch my breath. The minute I sink to the ground, everything I've been running from catches up to me long before I breathe. I am a shark who dreamed he was a man. Someone is screaming. I can hear her screams echoing through the trees. The sound goes on and on. Let it bring a horde of silencers down upon me. I don't care. I press my hands against my head and rock back and forth, and I have this weird sensation of floating above my body, and then I'm rocketing into the sky at 1,000 miles an hour and watching myself dwindle into a tiny spot before the immensity of the earth swallows me. It's as if I've been loosed from the earth. It's as if there was nothing to hold me down anymore, and I'm being sucked into the void, as if I were bound by a silver cord, and now that cord has snapped. I thought I knew what loneliness was before he found me, but I had no clue. You don't know what real loneliness is until you've known the opposite. Cassie. 2 seconds, on my feet. Another two and a half, swinging the M16 toward the voice. A shadow darts between the trees on my left, and I open up, spraying bullets willy-nilly at tree trunks and branches and empty air. Cassie. In front of me, 2 o'clock. I empty the clip. I know I didn't hit him. No, I didn't have a prayer of hitting him. He's a silencer, but I keep shooting. Maybe he'll back off. Cassie. Directly behind me. I take a deep breath. Reload. Then deliberately turn and pump some more lead into the innocent trees. Don't you get it, dummy? He's getting you to use up your ammo. So I wait, feet wide, shoulders square, gun up, scanning right and left, and I can hear his voice in my head, giving instruction back at the farm. You have to feel the target, like it's connected to you, like you're connected to it. It happens in the space of time between 1 second and the next. His arm drops around my chest. He rips the rifle from my hands, and then relieves me of the Luger. Another After another half second, he's locked me in a bear hug, crushing me into his chest and lifting me a couple inches off the ground as I kick furiously with my heels, twisting my head back and forth, snapping at his forearm with my teeth, and the whole time his lips tickling the delicate skin of my ear. Cassie, don't. Cassie, let me go. That's been the whole problem. I can't. I'm gonna check. Okay, it's still streaming. Alright, let's launch into the next chapter. Hold on, I gotta get a drink. Gotta drink. Alright. Chapter 71. Evan lets me kick and squirm until I'm exhausted. Then he plops me down against a tree and steps back. You know what happens if you run. He warns me. His face is flushed. He's having a hard time catching his breath. When he turns to retrieve my weapons, his movements are stiff, deliberate. Catching me after taking the grenade from me has cost him. His jacket hangs open, exposing his denim shirt, and the pants he took from the dead kid are 2 sizes too small, tied in all the wrong places. It looks like he's wearing a pair of capris. You'll shoot me in the back of the head, I say. He tucks my Luger into his belt and swings the M16 over one shoulder. I could have done that a long time ago. I guess he's talking about the first time we met. You're a silencer, I say. It takes everything in me not to jump up and tear off through the trees again. Of course, running from him is pointless. Fighting him is pointless. So I have to outsmart him. It's like I'm back under that car on the day we first met. No hiding from it, no running from it. He sits down a few feet away, resting his rifle across his thighs. He's shivering. If your job is to kill us, why didn't you kill me? I ask. He answers without hesitating, as if he's decided long before I ask the question what his answer would be. Because I'm in love with you. My head falls back against the rough bark of the tree. The bare branches overhead are hard edged against the bright blue sky. Well, this is a tragic love story, isn't it? An alien invader falls for a human girl, the hunter for his prey. I am human. I am human, but finish it, Evan. Because I'm finished now, Evan. You're the last one, my only friend in the world, and now you're gone. I mean, you're here, whatever you are, but Evan, my Evan, he's gone. No but, Cassie. And I am human and I'm not. I'm neither and I'm both. I am other and I am you. I look into his eyes, deep set and very dark in the shadowy air, and say, you make me want to puke. How could I tell you the truth when the truth meant you would leave me, and leaving me meant you would die? Don't preach to me about dying, Evan. Wagging my finger at his face. I watched my mother die. I watched one of you kill my father. I've seen more death in 6 months than anyone else in human history. He pushes my hand down and says through gritted teeth, and if there has been something you could have done to protect your father, to save your mother, wouldn't you have done it? If you knew a lie would save Sammy, wouldn't you lie? You bet I would. I would even pretend to trust the enemy to save Sammy. I'm still trying to wrap my mind around because I'm in love with you. Trying to come up with some other reason he betrayed his species. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Only one thing matters. A door slammed closed behind Sammy the day he got on that bus. A door with 1,000 locks. And I realize sitting in front of me is the guy with the keys. You know what's at Wright Patterson, don't you? I say. You know exactly what happened to Sam. He doesn't answer, doesn't nod yes, doesn't shake his head no. What's he thinking? That's it. That it's one thing to spare a single measly random human, but it's something seriously different to give away the master plan? Is this Evan Walker's under the Buick moment, when you can't run, you can't hide, and your only option is to turn and face? Is he alive? I ask. I lean forward. The rough tree bark is cutting into my spine. He hesitates for a half breath, then he probably is. Why did they Why did you bring him there? To prepare him. To prepare him for what? Waits a full breath for this time. Then the fifth wave. I close my eyes. For the first time, looking at that beautiful face is too much to endure. God, I'm tired. So freaking tired. I could sleep for 1,000 years. If I slept for 1,000 years, maybe I'd wake up and the others would be gone, and there'd be happy children frolicking in these woods. I am other and I am you. What the hell does that mean? I'm too tired to chase the thought. I open my eyes and force myself to look at him. You can get us in. He's shaking his head. Why not? I ask. You're one of them. You can say you captured me. Wright Patterson isn't a prison camp, Cassie. Then what is it? For you? Leaning toward me, his breath warms my face. A death trap. It won't last 5 seconds. Why do you think I've been trying everything I can think of to keep you from going there? Everything? Really? How about telling me the truth? How about something like, hey Cass, about this rescue thingy of yours? I'm an alien like the guys who took Sam, and I know what you're doing is absolutely hopeless. Would it have made a difference if I had? That isn't the point. No, the point is your brother is being held at the most important base the others, have established since the purge began. Since the what? What did you call it? The purge? Or the cleansing? You can't meet my eyes. Sometimes it's called that. Oh, that's what you're doing? Cleaning up the human mess? That's not my word for it. And purging or cleansing or whatever you want to call it wasn't my decision, he protests. If it makes you feel any better, I never thought we should. I don't want to feel better. The hatred I'm feeling at this moment is all I need, Evan. All I need. Okay, that was honest. But don't go too far. He's the guy with the keys. Keep him talking. Never thought you should do what? He takes a long drink from the water flask, offers it to me. I shake my head. Wright Patterson isn't just any base, it's the base, he said, weighing each word carefully. And Vosh isn't just any commander, he's the commander, the leader of all field operations, and the architect of the cleanse, the one who designed the attacks. Vosh murdered 7 billion people. The number sounds weirdly hollow in my ears. After the arrival, one of Dad's favorite themes was how advanced the others must be, how high they must have climbed on the evolutionary ladder to reach the stage of intergalactic travel. And this is their solution to the human problem. There were some of us who didn't think annihilation was the answer, Evans says. I was one of them, Cassie. My side lost the argument. No, Evan, that would be my side that lost. It's more than I can take. I stand up, expecting him to stand, too, but he stays where he is, looking up at me. He doesn't see you as some of us do, as I do, he says. To him, you're a disease that will kill its host unless it's wiped out. I'm a disease. That's what I am to you. I can't look at him anymore. If I look at Evan Walker for one more second, I'm going to be sick. Behind me his voice is soft, level, and almost sad. Cassie, you're up against something that is way beyond your capacity to fight. Wright Patterson isn't just another cleansing camp. The complex underneath it is the central coordinating hub for every drone in this hemisphere. In Vosh's eyes, Cassie, is how he sees you. Breaking in to rescue Sammy isn't just risky, it's suicidal for both of us. Both of us? I glance at him out of the corner of my eye. He hasn't moved. I can't pretend to take you prisoner. My assignment isn't to capture people, it's to kill them. If I try to walk in with you as my prisoner, they'll kill you, and then they'll kill me for not killing you. And I can't sneak you in. The base is patrolled by drones, protected by a 20-foot high electric fence, watchtowers, infrared cameras, motion detectors, and 100 people just like me, and you know what I can do. Then I sneak in without you. He nods. It's the only possible way, but just because something is possible doesn't mean it isn't suicidal. Everyone they bring in, I mean, the people they don't kill right away, is put through a screening program that maps their entire psyche, including their memories. They'll know who you are and why you're there, and then they'll kill you. There's got to be a scenario that doesn't end with them killing me, I insist. There is, he says, the scenario where we find a safe spot to hide and wait for Sammy to come to us. My mouth drops open, and I think, huh? And I say it, huh? It might take a couple of years. How old is he? 5? The youngest allowed is 7. The youngest allowed to do what? He looks away. You saw. The little kid whose throat he cut at Camp Ashpit, wearing fatigues, toting a rifle almost as big as he was. Now I do want a drink. I walk over to him and he gets very still while I bend over and pick up the flask. After 4 big swallows, my mouth is still dry. Sam is the 5th wave, I say. The words taste bad. I take another long drink. Evan nods. If he passed his screening, he's alive and being, he searches for the word, processed. Brainwashed, you mean. More like indoctrinated. And the idea that the aliens have been using human bodies and we, I mean humans, figured out a way to detect them. And if you can detect them, you can. That isn't fiction, I interrupt. You're using human bodies. He shakes his head. Not the way Sammy thinks we are. Hey, Zachary.
Hi. Sorry I'm late.
It's okay. Alright, continuing on with this chapter here. What does that mean? Either you are or you aren't. Sammy thinks we look like some kind of infant station attached to human brains, but Funny, that's exactly the way I picture you, Evan. An infestation. I can't help myself. His hand comes up. When I don't when I don't slap it away or take off running into the woods, he slowly wraps his fingers around my waist and gently pulls me to the ground beside him. I'm sweating slightly, though it's bitingly cold. What now? There was a human boy, a real human boy named Evan Walker, he says, looking deeply into my eyes. Just like any kid, with a mom and a dad and brothers and sisters, completely human. Before he was born, I was inserted into him while his mother slept, while we both slept. For 13 years I slept inside Evan Walker, while he learned to sit up, to eat solid food, to walk and talk and run and ride a bike. I was there, waiting to wake up, like thousands of others and thousands of other Evan Walkers around the world. Some of us were already awake, setting up our lives to be where we needed to be when the time came. I'm nodding. But why am I nodding? He came to a human body? What the hell does that mean? The fourth wave, he says, trying to be helpful. Silencers. It's a good name for us. We were silent, hiding inside human bodies, hiding inside human lives. We didn't have to pretend to be you. We were you, human and other. Evan didn't die when I awakened. He was absorbed. Ye- Ever the noticer. Evan notices I'm totally creeped out by this. He reaches out to touch me and flinches when I pull away. So what are you, Evan? I whisper. Where are you? You said you were. What did you say? My mind's racing a gazillion miles an hour. Inserted? Inserted where? Maybe inserted isn't the best word. I guess the concept that comes closest is downloaded. I was downloaded into Evan when his brain was still developing. I shake my head. For being centuries more advanced than I am, he sure has a hard time answering a simple question. But what are you? What do you look like? He frowns. You know what I look like. No! Oh God, sometimes you can be so... Careful, Cassie. Don't go there. Remember what matters. Before you became Evan, before you came here, when you were on your way to Earth from wherever it is you came from, what did you look like? Nothing. We haven't had bodies in tens of thousands of years. We had to give them up when we left our home. You're lying again. What? You look like a toad or a warthog or a slug or something? Every living thing looks like something. We are pure consciousness, pure being, abandoning our bodies and downloading our psyches into the mothership's mainframe was the only way we could make the journey. He takes my hand and curls my fingers into a fist. This is me, he says softly. He covers my fist with his hands, enfolding it. This is Evan. It's not a perfect analogy, because there's no place where I can end and he begins. He smiles shyly. I'm not doing very well, am I? Do you want me to show you who I am? Holy crap! No. Yes. What do you mean? I picture him peeling off his face like a creature from a horror movie. His voice shakes a little. I can show you who I am. It it doesn't involve any kind of insertion, does it? He laughs softly. I guess it does. In a way. I'll show you, Cassie, if you want to see. Of course I want to see, and of course I don't want to see. It's clear he wants to show me. Will showing me get me one step closer to Sam's? But this isn't totally about Sammy. Maybe if Evan shows me, I'll understand why he saved me when he should have killed me. Why he held me in the dark night after night to keep me safe and to keep me sane. He's still smiling at me, probably delighted that I'm not clawing his eyes out or laughing him off, which might hurt worse. My hand is lost in his, gently bound, like the tender heart of a rose within the bud, waiting for the rain. What do I have to do? I whisper. He lets go of my hand, reaches toward my face. I flinch. I would never hurt you, Cassie. I breathe, nod, breathe some more. Close your eyes. He touches my eyelids gently, so gently. butterfly's wings. Relax. Breathe deep. Empty your mind. If you don't, I can't come in. Do you want between us? A spot where I end and he begins, and I open up like a flower to the rain, achingly slow and dizzyingly fast, dissolving in the warmth, dissolving in him. There's nothing to see. That's just the convenient word he used, because there is no word to describe him. He just is. And I open to him, a flower in the rain. What notifications did I get? Oh, I was briefly disconnected. Oh crap.
What? What happened?
Oh, the stream, the OBS disconnected. I think it's trying to reconnect. What the heck? It's getting buffering right now. It's still streaming. Ugh.
Oh,
Anyways, just discuss what's going on. Yeah, so it's quite interesting on what happened. What just happened, huh?
indeed.
Yeah, the whole concept of aliens downloaded themselves into the mainframe of their mothership, and then later on into the human children, and they were like still in the womb of their mothers. I'm getting notifications here. Oh gosh. Oh, what? Good news and bad news can wait. All right. I don't know what attack helicopter cat means by that, but I'll ask later. Crap, it's still buffering. Heck. It's still live.
It might be one of those times you records it but doesn't actually display correctly.
I guess. Alright, I see it's still live. We're still live. Good. Okay. How many more chapters until the end of part 9? 3. Oh, quite a bit. Yeah. About 6, 7 more chapters until part 9 is done. I don't think we can finish that. Finish all that. Might have to wait for like another time. Alright. Just get to 72. The first thing I do. What?
Get to what? I didn't hear you.
Get to chapter 72. Just gonna.
Okay.
Yeah. Perhaps 2, 3 more chapters, I suppose. And then.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, 72. The first thing I do after I open my eyes is break out in heart-wrenching sobs. I can't help it. I've never felt so abandoned in my life. Maybe that was too soon, he says, pulling me into his arms and stroking my hair. And I let him. I'm too weak too confused, too empty and forlorn to do anything else but let him hold me. I'm sorry I lied to you, Cassie, he murmurs into my hair. The cold squeezes back down. Now I just have memory of the warmth. You must hate being trapped inside there, I whisper, pressing my hand against his chest. I feel his heart push back. It doesn't feel like I'm trapped, he says. In a way, it feels like I've been freed. Freed? To feel something again, to feel this. He kisses me. A different kind of warmth spreads through my body. Lying in the enemy's arms. What's the matter with me? These beings burned us alive, crushed us, drowned us, infected us with a plague that made us bleed to death from the inside out. I watched them kill everyone I knew and loved, with one special exception, and here I am, playing sucky face with one. I let him inside my soul. I shared something with him more precious and intimate than my body. For Sammy's sake, that's why. A good answer, but complicated. The truth is simple. You said you lost the argument over what to do about the human disease, I say. What was your answer? Coexistence. Talking to me, but addressing the stars above us. There aren't that many of us, Cassie. Only a few 100,000. We could have inserted ourselves in you, lived out our new lives without anyone ever knowing we were here. Not many of my people agreed with me. They saw pretending to be human as beneath them. They were afraid the longer we pretended to be human, the more human we would become. And who would want that? I didn't think I would, he admits, until I became one. When you woke up in heaven? He shakes his head and says simply, as if it's the most obvious thing in the world, when I woke up in you, Cassie, I wasn't fully human until I saw myself in your eyes. And then there are real human tears in his real human eyes, and it's my turn to hold him while his heart breaks, my turn to see myself in his eyes. Somebody might say I'm not the only one lying in the enemy's arms. I am humanity, but who is Evan Walker? Human and other, both and neither. By loving me, he belongs to no one. He doesn't see it that way. I'll do whatever you say, Cassie, he says helplessly. His eyes shine brighter than the stars overhead. I understand why you have to go. If it were you inside that camp, I would go. 100,000 silencers couldn't stop me. He presses his lips against my ear and whispers low and fierce, as if he's sharing the most important secret in the world, which maybe he is. It's hopeless, and it's stupid, it's suicidal, but love is a weapon they have no answer for. They know how you think, but they can't know what you feel. Not we. They. The threshold has been crossed, and he isn't stupid. He knows it's the kind you can't cross back over. 73. We spend our last day together, sleeping under the highway, overpassed like two homeless people, which literally we both are. One person sleeps, the other keeps watch. When it's his turn to rest, he gives my guns back without hesitating and falls asleep instantly, as if it doesn't occur to him I could easily run away or shoot him in the head. I don't know. Maybe it does occur to him. Our problem has always been that we don't think like they do. It's why I trusted him in the beginning and why he knew I would trust him. Silencers kill people. Evan didn't kill me, ergo Evan couldn't be a silencer. See? That's logic. Ahem. Human logic. At dusk we finish the rest of our provisions and hike up the embankment to take over the trees bordering Highway 35. The buses run only at night, he tells me, and you'll know when they're coming. You can hear the sound of their engines for miles because that's the only sound for miles. First you see the headlights, and then you hear them, and then they're whizzing past like big yellow race cars because the highway's been cleared of wrecks and there aren't speed limits anymore. He doesn't know. Maybe they'll stop. Maybe they won't. Maybe they'll just slow down long enough for one of the soldiers on board to put a bullet between my eyes. Maybe they won't come at all. He said they were still gathering people, I point out. Why wouldn't they come? He's watching the road beneath us. At some point, the rescued will figure out they've been duped, or the survivors on the outside will. When that happens, they'll shut down the base, or the part of the base that's dedicated to cleansing. He clears his throat, staring down at the road. What does that mean, shut down the base? Shut it down the way they shut down Camp Ashpit? I think about what he was saying, like him looking at the empty road. Okay, I say finally. Then we hope Vosh hasn't pulled the plug yet. I scoop up a handful of dirt and twigs and dead leaves and rub it over my face. Another handful for my hair. He watches me without saying anything. This is the point where you bob me over the head, I say. I smell like the earth, and for some reason I think about my father kneeling in the rose bed and the white sheet, or an offer to go in my place, or bop me in the head, then go in my place. He jumps to his feet. For a second I'm afraid he's going to bop me over the head. He's that upset. Instead he wraps his arms around himself like he's cold, or he does it to keep himself from bopping me over the head. It's suicide, he snaps. We're both thinking it. One of us might as well say it. Suicide if I go, suicide if you go. Dead or alive, he's lost. I pulled the Luger from my waistband, put it on the ground at his feet. Then the M16. Save these for me, I tell him. I'm going to need them when I get back. And by the way, somebody should say this. You look ridiculous in those pants. I scooch over to the backpack without getting up. Pull out Bear. No need to dirty him up. He's already rough looking. Are you listening to me? He demands. The problem is you don't listen to yourself, I shoot back. There's only one way in, and that's the way Sammy took. You can't go. I have to. So don't even open your mouth. If you say anything, I'll slap you. I stand up, and a weird thing happens. As I rise, Evan seems to shrink. I'm going to get my little brother, and there's only one way I can do it. He's looking up at me, nodding. He has been inside me. There has been no place where he ended and I began. He knows what I'm going to say. Alone. You know what? I think that's a good place to stop.
Hmm. Oh, okay.
Good book.
Yeah, it's very good. If you're interested, I do have the second one. The second one in a trilogy. I also got the movie. The movie
Cool.
version. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Wow.
I was thinking after we read the book, like offline of course, I could screen share the movie. And then we could have a stream in which we talk about the movie
That
and the
would.
book.
Mm, int-
Yep, interesting indeed. Oh, I think
Hmm.
Jaguar says yes, please, to the second book and a stream about when we talk about this first book and the movie. Yeah, well, definitely the movie,
mm,
showing the movie offline and going to watch seeing the movie and then doing the stream discussing the movie and the first book. We'll see if about the second one. I'm gonna have to look for the third one. I think the third
All right.
one is called The Final Star. Oh, The Last Star. Yeah, that's what it's titled as. And if you want to find these books for yourself, the author is Rick Yancey. It's spelled Rickyyancey.
They're on Amazon, these books.
Yeah. Oh, I see about a special stream on Nate's in which Patry Freeman will be more available at a later date.
So, what else can we talk about?
Oh, I don't know. Did you see what I sent you?
Oh, yeah, about Ryan Higa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. Just look at the title and the thumbnail. Just.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw that. I saw the title and the
I thought
thumbnail.
Joe Rogan before you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
What you were saying, Marianne?
I saw the thumbnail and the title, and I unsubscribed. I still think he's funny, but he's just going in a terrible direction, getting invested into statism.
Yeah. It's just why? His content was already great.
Yeah. Now he has to do this podcast thing off the pill and get into like politics and have frickin' Andrew Yang as a guest.
Looks like his entire channel has been wiped of all but
All but what? The podcasts?
no, all but one video channel.
On the Nigahiga channel?
Yeah.
What? Let me look.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to believe. Like, what does he even have to gain from it?
He has two channels.
Yes,
Yes, he does.
Okay, I was looking at
There's Niga Higa, and then there's Higa TV.
There are two Nigahikas. One with 2 G's and one with 1 G. And
No. I mean, both channels are run by the same guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let me look.
Some meant for the social, what's effectively the socialist.
No, wait. I do see his older skits.
In hindsight, I probably should have seen it. 10 out. Let me finish.
Yeah.
In hindsight, I probably should have seen it coming, seeing as he did say that without Cubs, there would not be this or that.
Yeah. He did say that.
I mean, I get where he's coming from, but we can get Law and Order without the state. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need the cops. It's just that they're the only option the government will allow.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I still see his older skits. They haven't been wiped.
Yeah, it was a different channel that
Oh, Higa TV.
that was in both words of the. Hang on, let me find it.
I'm looking on Higa TV right now.
Here it is. This was what I was looking.
It looks like his older videos on Higa TV are still around.
Isn't another channel that looks like a Nagahiga channel?
Oh, that's
No,
not
just the mention
officially
of
his.
his username.
That's not.
Oh,
That's not one of. He
okay.
has just the 2 channels.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Someone. Oh.
Hmm. Sorry, just answering a attack helicopter cat about something I don't really want to talk about on stream.
Hmm. Yeah, well, while we are on the topic of YouTubers going down the status route,
Yeah.
I've looked at Extra Credits' older videos. And it looks like the video that originated the joke about Walpole concluded the whole series about the South Sea Company by saying, and this is why we need it, and this is why we need. He was basically going the whole route of, this is why we need the right people in charge to avoid the whole debt bubble. Avoid the whole debt bubble. Okay. Dave, I agreed with you on the problems with government and finance up until that point. It's just, what?
Recently, they made a video is basically going down the full aspect of because you're not. That's basically the game developer Nazi.
Yeah, I think we all. Yeah, I think we are all familiar with that one.
And the thing is, it was only 5 years ago when they were credited like the Sesame credit system.
What?
Be mandatory next year. Is the Sesame credit system in China told that you can go on the plane if you score.
Are you talking about China now?
That noise. Yeah, I'm talking about China. And
I wasn't talking about the social credit. I was not talking about the social credit. I was not talking about the social credit system. I was talking about a YouTube channel, Extra Credits.
Yeah, I know. And Extra Credits made a video on the social credit system in China. Let me find it.
I'm not familiar with this YouTube channel.
They used
Oh,
to stuff on. Now they've gone down the shitter. Propaganda games, Sesame Picture of gamification.
Hmm.
Actually, you know what? It's probably just a better idea if I share that in general along those
oh,
lines.
Sesame credit. Oh, what's this?
Yeah,
Fuji.
this was why I was talking about China.
Ah, okay, continue.
But it was 5 years ago when they were criticizing totalitarian shit like going full. Oh,
You're botting out
how
real
am I
bad.
Yeah, you're botting out.
Let me restart this. Review.
Okay. Think you're sounding better?
Hopefully, I sound better.
Okay. What were you trying to say?
It was something about extra credit might have fallen and how starting to go down the route.
Uh, the socialist route.
Yes.
Hmm.
Thing is, when you said that you had found a comedian that had Andrew Yang on his channel,
Yeah.
I was immediately jumping to Joe Rogan. Jumping to Joe Rogan. No, it's Mr. Higa to,
Hmm.
to avoid inflation.
Oh,
Wow.
I think Joe Rogan had Bernie Sanders on his show.
Oh yeah, Freedom Tunes pokes fun at that.
Joe Rogan had everyone. Joe Rogan had everyone from Bernie Sanders to Andrew Yang to Tulsi Gabbard to Dan. They had all this stuff. He had.
Yeah, yeah. I found out about that
You,
from.
some of them better than others, but still all this.
Ah. Anyway, yeah. I mean, I found out about that from Freedom Tunes when they satirized the whole thing.
I've yet to see that.
Yes, it's hilarious.
I first found out the news from Brian of High Impact Flicks when I heard him talk about that. It was part of a live
Can't wait
stream.
until he brings on AOC. I can't wait until he just to watch her fail.
Or something like that. Go ahead, sorry.
There's that Bernie Sanders. Their satires of Bernie Sanders are effective. We need more shame.
Hmm.
I cannot wait until AOC finally decides to go channels to express her ideas and just laugh upon gaff upon gaff. Going to be entertainment. You have to realize that if anything, it's entertainment.
Yeah, the hamster dance that Mike Sense used in order to poke fun at her.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Oh my.
Gonna have to watch that again sometime.
Yes. Yeah, and Night Shift pokes fun at her too.
Oh yeah, he did. He did do a video. He joked that he joked at first that she was his girlfriend. Oh, Cameo Cortez. She's such a living meme. I actually do have I got a Cameo meme saved. Hold on.
Oh yes, the power of math compels you.
Yes. Yeah, that's one of the
While
best
holding a Thomas Soul book.
There's this Wheel of Fortune one.
The power of economics compels you.
Capitalist figs. Phrase. Capitalist wins. Capitalism wins.
To the collapsism means to everyone else.
Oh yeah, here's the one you mentioned, Zachary. From The Exorcist. The basic economics book. The power of mouth compels you.
Yep.
Yeah, that's one of the best ones.
Oh yes. Yeah.
I thought this was clever.
Meet my sister.
Yeah.
Evil twin.
The psychotic with AOC.
The creepy girlfriend.
The Wicked Witch of the West.
Let's just let's just call her the Wicked Witch as well. Just that country destroys.
Melting. You know what's funny?
Maybe we should.
I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. That about sums it up.
Yeah.
She does not. She does not.
No. All right.
Or she either that, or she's one of the. Either that, or she is the queen of trolls.
The queen of garbage trolls.
Hang on.
JC Armitage in the Okay, hold on. JC Armitage in chat says someone should take the video of AOC ranting, the one my 2 cents used in that hamster dance video, and put some Hitler speeches over it. Would be pretty fitting.
Oh, crud.
That's edgelord stuff right there. That's an edgelord meme idea.
Yeah. Have think will be proud.
Yeah.
Meme.
Yeah.
Do I have to go into Gulag for this? I have to go into Gulag for this.
Oh. I think I got more. Hold on. I think there's one more.
Here we are.
What?
Here we are.
What?
What?
Show
Hang
us.
on.
Okay.
Open the new tab. Image.
Okay.
And paste. Here we go.
Oh yeah. The cow farts.
And she just.
It's perfect.
I mean, she just screams at the bull. I mean, she just screams at the cow and winds up scaring him into starting fire that burns her.
Yeah.
Well, what? It's global warming. Except oh my.
Priceless.
I got.
Oh, it should warm her cold stone heart.
Oh no.
Yeah.
When you're a literal ass.
Yeah.
When you are a literal ass.
Like, don't it?
Free.
Have you ever wondered why the symbol, because they're all, or at least they all behave like asses.
Yeah.
I do have to see Karl Marx kicking her in the rear. Was a nice touch, Ben Garrison.
Even though Garrison has turned from libertarian to statist, he's a freaking Trump supporter, but it's still stuff some of his stuff digging at the left is still funny.
So hilarious.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I think we ran out of topics for now.
Yeah. Yep. Might as well do the closing. JC Armitage in the live chat says, cows that shoot flamethrowers out of their asses. That should become reality one day. Also, I like how the bottom
No.
pictures are from Terminator 2.
No. No.
No.
How are you going to get
the freshest of milk? You have to, in order to get the freshest of milk, you have to go to your not a flame and milk it. Branded by the Boring Company.
Anyway, you were saying, Maria?
Well, let's do the closings, the thank yous. Thank you to Zachary and Techno for joining me in the call tonight. Thank you to Teria, JC Armitage, Newcomer Zero, and Empty Account, and of course YouTubing Jaguar and Dream Warrior for returning in the stream. It's quite a crowd tonight. It's awesome. Alright, yeah, thank you for joining tonight. We'll definitely, for another time, continue on with the book. So let's continue stretching to stay out of existence. And Zachary, if you want to say your tagline.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Don't be insane.
I guess Techno, you still have... What?
Well, howdy backwards.
Okay then.
In reference to the first stream I was on. Anyways.
Okay. Well, good night.